Hi everyone, it's Jen from Jen Bell Designs with you today and for Country Craft Creations. And I am all finished with my Graphic 45 Journaling Through Time album. I absolutely love how this turned out. The idea behind this was to try to lean into all the color and patterns that come in this collection, and having it be a calendar collection, I wanted to just kind of use it like a journal, photo album. Anyways, so on the front here, I did paper piece all of this cover. So what you see here is all individual pieces that I did line up and put on. I popped one of the cut aparts up on a piece of chipboard that was wrapped in a gold Tonic Pearl paper, and I will link that below so that you know which one I used. I had it from an old design team package. I put the numbers here on the side, and then on the back here, I used some of the stickers for the corner pieces here, one of the little cut aparts, and then stripes. Now, this album is 7 inches by 9 inches. And I will let you know that when I do the tutorial, which has been done for a while, the decorating was a lot more work than what I was expecting to do. But I really wanted to lean into this kind of different folio per month type of thing. But I want to personalize this and give it as a gift. So I did not do inserts in every portion. So in the fronts and the back, there is a large pocket here. So you have this pocket here. And then you have this pocket here. Now this pocket was designed, I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock from off to the side here. I have several pieces of cardstock. This was designed so that you can put stuff in the front, keepsakes. This is gusseted at 1/2 inch, so you have plenty of room. And then when you fold this down, you can put another one here, or if you choose, you can add a magnet to this flap and to this piece here. That is totally up to you. The other thing I want to mention, in the tutorial, I made my pages 6 3/4, and then I gusseted them having a 1/4 inch give space. It didn't end up working out, so I ended up adding a piece of paper. So the signatures, when you get to the tutorial, if you like this one with the 1/2 inch gussets here, I would highly, highly suggest that you make your pages 7 inches and then you score at 1/2 and at 1 rather than that 1 and that 3/4 or 1/2 and 3/4. And that's going to give you this 1/2 inch gusset here, which works way better. If you don't, you can still do it at 3/4, at 1/2 and 3/4, and then you would have a 6 1/4 inch long page, and it would go all the way over here to the end of the book. Okay, so let's dive into this. Each one of the signatures is the same. Now, they do have a pocket page, which I did not make inserts for. Like I said, I wanted to personalize this to give it as a gift, and I'm not quite sure where I'm going with that yet. So I did want to show you everything that I did put in here. Each one of these signatures has a flap with a pocket on each side. Each pocket on each side has 1 month. So you have January and you have February, okay? So for each pocket, I have designed this little, let me grab a ruler, this little bifold. So these are 5 1/2 by 5. So a 5 1/2 by 10 scored at 5. And then when you flip this open, I used some of the washi tape from the collection, and I used white 65-pound smooth at, I'm not quite sure why that's not quite 5 3/8, but I made it a little smaller. 5 3/8 by 4 7/8. And then I just paper pieced. And the way I did these is I went through and I cut this calendar out of each page, that there's a calendar page like this for each month. And then when I was done, I went back and went through my scraps and I cut all of these pieces to make everything fit. Then I did these. Now this is the only completed one. These are done with 100-pound black artisan. They are 4 3/4 by 7 1/4, and then white 65-pound smooth at 4 5/8 by 7 1/8. And then again, I used some of that washi and some of the ribbon seam binding to make this little loop. Then I just stuck one of the postcards, whatever went with the month, in that pocket. Like I said, I did only one of these. The rest of them are all cut, and I did round the corners, but I did not embellish those completely yet because, like I said, I want to personalize this for someone. As you can see along each one of these pages, you'll see this is one of the pieces, one of the rolls of washi tape. That is the smaller roll that has all the wording, and I put that on every page. So then we're going to flip to February, and we have the same things in here. I have, like I said, I have not embellished this yet, but I have it ready to go when I'm ready to personalize. And again, we have our little calendar. And this idea, you can put your favorite memory from February picture in here and then slide it in. This is just like a book of memories for a year. And I have the little stamps I cut out with my stamp scissors. They have the stamp shape. I cut all of those out for each one of the months. And then each one of the months, let me see if I got one that's in whole. So here's one of the pages. This is your full, for this one, this is March and April. So let's go. We had the same thing everywhere. So let's go to March and April. So for March, I cut the little calendar out. I cut this little stamp out. I used the postcard, and that is what I did there. And then on the March, April flat page, what I did was I cut these little squares that were from the calendar, cut them in half, so you get 2 different birds here. And this top one is glued on, and this one is put on as a tuck spot. So you could add a picture on all of them, or you can tuck it in. And I did that on every single page. So if you've seen the pictures, you've seen that I've done that same type of bifold for every single month. And then it just slips in there so that you can see April. We have our March here, again with the little stamp, and May, and June. And then again, we have our 2 little page corners here. And you don't have to decorate this way. I mean, I really wanted to lean into the eclectic look of this paper. I mean, it's very bold and artsy, and I like that. So other than those couple little hiccups that I had in the sizing, everything is good on the tutorial. You can just do it the way, if you don't mind your pages being a little bit short, so when it's closed, they're like 1/4 of an inch further. They'd be like 1/2 an inch from the edge of your book if you do it that way. I would suggest adding that extra 1/4 inch instead of cutting those at 6 3/4. You cut them at 7. But that is that. And then on the back, again, we have that fun envelope style pocket with a little pocket on the front, bigger pocket here. And if you want to magnet or use another type of closure, you can. There's plenty of room in this book for options. And I also have quite a bit of this paper left over, so I will be bringing you another project. The CCC design team is not necessarily doing specific December projects for the month, so I will have some free time to hopefully grab the rest of this that I have left over and bring you another fun project with it. So that is my album. And also I wanted to mention one more thing, and I was trying to think of what it was. Jen is losing it. I'm not thinking. What was I going to say? There was one more thing I wanted to tell you that you can do with this. And of course, now I can't remember. These little, I will tell you, these little jewels are Satan crystals from Prima from an old design team package, but you could use anything or eliminate those if that were the case. So hopefully I will be adding, if I do personalize this and add stickers and ephemera, there's a lot of pieces to this collection that I'm probably going to add when I personalize this. And I will definitely share pictures when I do that. But that is the album for now. And I haven't cut my ribbon down either because I don't know how chunky this is going to get. I did leave 1/2 inch spaces in between. If you look down in there, you see all that space. So this is not going to get so chunky that it alligators on you. But I made sure I had lots and lots of room. So I hope that you've enjoyed this and that you watched that tutorial. And again, you can create this in any way that you like as far as paper goes. It does not have to be a calendar collection. This is a super fun way to make an album with only 3 signatures, but that still has a lot of room for stuff. So I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season. And until next time, have a wonderful crafty day. Bye-bye.